Welcome, race fans, to the Racing Roundup Show. For 39 years and counting, we are your destination for news and interviews from within the Wisconsin racing scene, the upper Midwest, and the world of motorsports. Thank you for joining us for America's longest-running weekly motorsports program held in front of a live audience. You still have time to join the racing crowd live and in person for tonight's show. And now, here is the host of the Racing Roundup Show, Jim Trado.
Hey, gang, how are you? Glad to see you on a Tuesday night. We're hanging out with a bunch of racers and friends, so come on down and join the racing crowd. We're live at Polly's Pub and Eatery, 81st and Greenfield, right across the Milwaukee Mile. That had a lot of things going on this weekend. NASCAR is back in Milwaukee. It was a great crowd. 18,000 people out there. 521,000 people tuned in to watch the return of NASCAR after 14 years to the Milwaukee Mile. We'll talk to the race winner of the Clean Harbors 175, Grant Enfinger, on this show, live via video link. We're also very excited to have Fast Jack Vanderboom with us tonight. Fast Jack has got a wing we're going to give away. We're giving away one of his front wings right here. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. We're giving this away. Thank you, Jack, for bringing that in. He could have left it in the shop for maybe a spare. No, I got to give something cool at the show. That is cool, Jack. Thank you. We've got that to give away tonight and talk about his rookie season in the bumper-to-bumper IRA Outlaw Sprint Series. They're racing at the Horsepower Half Mile this coming Friday night, and it's going to be a lot of exciting action there. Todd Cleaver's in a tight battle at the points when it comes to the Badger Midget Auto Racing Association. Todd is in the house tonight, brought some friends with him. He's racing not one but two nights this weekend at the Prairie, and they kick off their points weekend at Sycamore Speedway, Illinois, so it's going to be a great big weekend for them. And the Badger Midgets joined by the USAC National Midget Series for two nights this Sunday and Monday, Labor Day weekend at Angel Park Speedway. Yes, we have tickets to give away to Angel Park Speedway. This coming Saturday night, Dean and I will be hanging out at the Jim Sauter Classic. That's the huge race, the ASA Midwest Tour, $15,555 to win. We're going to be there on Saturday with the live stream. You want to be there in person, we want to see you at Dell's Raceway Park, and we'll tell you more about those racing details as we go on here. We also want to welcome Nick Montra, the head of marketing for Hoosier Tire. He'll be on the program tonight. It'd be great to catch up with my friend Nick. It's been a long time that I've known him. He is now the head of marketing at Hoosier Tire, so we want to make sure you guys are in tune with what they're cooking as the new sprint car tire is in, and also all the new developments going on for next year already. We're also going to be joined by Caden and Mason Lidke. They race the Wisconsin Sport Trucks at Wisconsin International Raceway. They're hanging out with us tonight. The Racing Brothers will have them on the program as well, and we're hoping to catch you here after the show. We have some great giveaways we'll tell you about as the show rolls on live at Polly's Pub and Eatery, 81st and Greenfield. Stick around, join the racing crowd, kick it on back, and watch this at your leisure. We'd love to see you here tonight at Polly's. We got the 56 Chevy sitting out front that Rick Vanderboom drove here. Took a little while. It's a beautiful car. I don't know if it's street legal. He said, yeah. So come on down and check out those showpiece. We'll be right back.
Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, and like our show on Facebook. Join us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We're coming right back after these messages from our awesome show sponsors.
Add value and beauty to your home or commercial property with professional landscaping from Central Services Company, Incorporated. The team at Central Services is their personal choice of over 45 years of satisfied customers in Southeast Wisconsin for landscape design, construction, and grounds maintenance. Call Central Services at 262-548-0005 for all your landscaping and lawn care needs. No job is too large or too small. From lawn fertilization and weed control to award-winning landscape construction and building your backyard patio oasis, Central Services is your full-service landscape company. Call the experts at Central Services at 262-548-0005 for a free, no-obligation consultation at your home or business. Find out why Central Services can provide you with the visual difference in the art of landscaping and lawn care. Call 262-548-0005. Central Services, the visual difference in landscaping.
Need a pack and move? Well, we do a lot of them. And we have all the proper materials to pack your belongings safe and sound so they arrive in the same condition as they went out in. Packing boxes, bubble wrap, mirror packs, lamp boxes, dish packs. We get the job done right. Packed and labeled properly so it all ends up in the right spot in your new place. This is Rick Vanderboom. Blue Mountain Express Moving and Storage will improve your move.
BlueMountainExpress.com. We will improve your move.
Statewide.
ARR has been recycling for over 80 years and is here to help you with your spring cleaning. Take them your recyclable metals and they'll pay you cash. ARR buys aluminum, brass, copper, lead, and steel. And contractors, ARR has a bonus program just for you that puts more cash in your pocket. Find their full list of accepted materials at ARR1938.com. ARR with locations in West Dallas, Waukesha, and Milwaukee, right next to Miller Park. ARR Recycling since 1938.
It's an adrenaline-fueled weekend as the Ferrari Challenge comes to Road America in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, September 9th through the 10th. This iconic event promises to be an unforgettable experience for racing enthusiasts and Ferrari fans alike. You'll also love the smell of the terrific food at the track and appreciate the fact that you can bring the entire family for an affordable weekend, including on-site camping. Get your tickets now at roadamerica.com. Come for the experience, stay for the race. Road America, America's National Park of Speed.
Like our show on Facebook and share our content with other race fans. We hope to see you at one of our upcoming shows, too. Join racers, other race fans, and win prizes. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Welcome back, everybody, on this Tuesday evening, August 29th. This portion of the show is brought to you by the Midwest Truck Series that's supported by Pathfinder Chassis and 5-Star Stock Car Bodies. Congrats to James Lynch on his big win Friday night in the Sassy Cow Creamy Howie Letto Classic 30-lap feature at Madison. They're back at it this Saturday night in the 50-lap Jim Sauter Classic at the Dells Raceway Park as part of the big Jim Sauter Classic ASA Midwest Tour race. For more info on the series, visit MidwestTruckSeries.com. It is now time to join us for our Interstate Batteries NASCAR report. Dean Stroud was hanging out with us. He was in Daytona. I was hanging out across the street at the Milwaukee Mile. And the winner of the race got to wear this helmet, Victor Lane, with the team. Pretty cool, huh? Well, guess what, fans? We got the race winner on the show. Let's welcome in Grant Enfinger. Grant, how are you? How do I look?
I'm ready. You look pretty.
I was going to wear the helmet the whole show, but I wanted to make sure that I snuck one of these out of Victory Lane. How cool was that to win at a track you'd never been to in the playoffs?
No, that was definitely, obviously, the stage of the day with the playoffs, but more than that, it was just awesome to check Milwaukee off the bucket list. That's a place I've never been to before. A place that was pretty racy. I was surprised how racy it was for such a flat track. I was a little worried about it being single file racing, but it widened out, spread out, had a lot of tire fall off. It was a lot of fun. So, and the fans supported it. I feel like the comeback for NASCAR was very well received there. So, lots of fans and just overall great atmosphere.
Clean Harbors did a great job. I'm telling you, they went above and beyond. They had a bunch of people there. They had really cool things. They brought the helmet. They went you hang out on a Clean Harbors vacuum truck after the race. They had safety clean trucks everywhere. They really went out of their way. And I know Champion Power Equipment's one of your sponsors as well. And they had a big bunch of people, too. So, I'm just thinking that it was done right, and they got their winner. And I saw some people wearing your shirts, and they were just ecstatic. But how big of a deal is it for you guys, knowing that you're in the playoffs, you've got to win, Kansas is next, you know how to get around that place too? I mean, this all came together, but tell me when it started about the Milwaukee plan, because you guys also raced in the Arkham Menard Series race, or you did, that had to help you.
Yeah, definitely. So Milwaukee's definitely been a point of emphasis for myself and Jeff Hensley and Mike Beam for a while. So, Mike decided to build a new truck for that, to debut for that race because it's obviously very important for us in the playoffs. And obviously it performed really, really well. So there's a lot of emphasis on there. And Cody Roball, who owns the 97 ARCA car and who's good friends with me, and we talk all the time. I asked them for a personal favor for me to be able to run the ARCA race there because Milwaukee is a place that I've never been to before. So we were able to do that and had fun. Ended up finishing fifth there. Got a little bit too tight on us to be a contender in that race, but learned a lot. Definitely credit some of that win to my experience there in the ARCA series. But yeah, Champion had a great group of folks out there. They designed their engines really, really very close to Milwaukee, there to close to the Milwaukee Mile. So they design all their engines over here, and I had a great turnout from those guys. And it's awesome to go to Victory Lane, but with all that, kind of wrapped up into one, and obviously the announcement of GMS Racing closing up shop at the end of the year, just a lot of things unfolded. I had my really, really good friend from home was spotting for me, and we tried to spot it, a few of these truck races together, and it's been a dream of ours to win a NASCAR race together. So just a lot of things unfolded there on Sunday, and obviously couldn't have turned out better for us.
Talking to Grant Enfinger, the winner of the Clean Harbors 175, the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series rolls on to Kansas. Then then they start eliminating drivers as we go through the championship. Grant, you've been in this position before. You've got a chance to race in the championship for this track, Milwaukee. does it hold anything that you can take to Phoenix, the last race of the season? Is that track going to be where this truck races next?
So after the race, I talked our competition director, Tom Ackerman, and my crew chief, Jeff Hensley, into turning this truck around for Bristol.
All right.
So, we already had our plan set for Kansas, but we really like this truck. And, Bristol is the opening race of the next round. And therefore, that's the most important race we have coming up. So I talked him into that. We'll see if that's a good idea or not. But, just really liked how this truck performed. And, I guess a lot goes into when you build a new truck, and Tom Ackerman and the guys at GMS Fabrication did a great job with everything. And it's awesome when you get to drive one of these things for the first time and it performs like that. But Jeff Hensley just had it dialed in. He really did. He made some great adjustments from Saturday in practice. I thought we were decent on Saturday. I definitely did not think we were a contending truck, but I thought we were a top 10 truck on Saturday. Jeff twisted the right knobs and made it wake up on Sunday, able to sit on the pole there and lead a good portion of the race and able to come home with a win. So just a fun race, a fun track, and just all the situations we just talked about made it an incredibly special day for us.
My buddy Dean Strom and I got to go travel the country calling races at NASCAR tracks. Dean was actually in Daytona. But, Dean, you know how big of a deal it is to have NASCAR back and have such a great representative of the first winner in NASCAR's return to the mile.
It was so cool to be in Daytona, to go lunch on Sunday afternoon, and looked up, and there was the truck race from Milwaukee. I'm in Daytona having lunch, and I'm watching the truck race on national TV. It was really cool. Grant, I have to ask you, I've always thought when a driver has such a dominant truck, race vehicle as you did, on Sunday, at any point, does it go through your mind, man, I can't screw this up. I got a really good truck.
Well, I was definitely banging the steering wheel some, and probably about as much as Jeff Hensley was banging the pit box after the last pit stop just did not go as planned. We had something malfunction on the left side jack, and ended up losing I think 7 spots on pit road, and then 7 or 8 guys stayed out, so that lines us up 16th, and then somehow it shuffled around to the 14th, and able to get a really good restart. But yeah, at that moment, I felt like we had just given it away. I felt like we had the class of the field with our champion Power Equipment Chevy, and I felt like we had just just absolutely destroyed our chances. But that restart worked out. That put me in position for another restart. And at that time, we restarted 9th and really only had one truck, the 19 truck, that had better tires on us. So able to get around Christian there and then come to set our sights on another Milwaukee boy, I guess, or Wisconsin boy is Derek Krause, and able to get around and then Carson. So Jim pretends like he likes me, and he pretends like I'm his favorite. But I know he was rooting for Ty, and he was rooting for Derek. But I'm sure I was probably somewhere 5th to 10th on the list. And,
Nope.
I'm doing your show, Jim.
Well, Grant, I'm going to put you on the spot. When I saw you last year, when I saw the year before, what did you tell me about me?
That you are one of my favorite Yankees.
Oh,
I would say
one.
Potentially.
I thought it was. I thought it was the one.
One of. It's been fun. 2014, GMS Racing scored a victory with you almost to the day. August 9th, 2014 was the first victory for GMS as a team owner in the ARCA Menard Series. You wanted to win a championship with those guys. You were racing with other teams, but now you're back with these guys. You're back with Jeff Hensley. I want you guys to come out with 3 guys in the top 5 if you could help it. I mean, it's just an amazing run you guys have had, and it's amazing to see how you are still able to do this in the highest level. I mean, you're now just kicking butt, and when I see that happen, it's like, okay, I didn't doubt your experience when you had that 08 ARCA car, and you ran 8 races, and I think you finished no worse than 7th at Kansas and Charlotte and tracks like that. But when it comes to short track racing and well-rounded racing, and your ability to come to ASA Stars race at Pensacola and come to all these other places and just put on a show, I mean, that says something, man. I'm proud of you, and I'm glad to call you my friend. I'm babbling on here because you kind of put me on the spot. But in reality, it's such a cool thing that we saw you perform that well in front of this crowd that loved it. And when you got by Hosar at the very end and started pulling away, it's like, okay, that makes sense. The fastest guy is going to win this race. So I'm glad you had grooves to do that with. I know you and I talked before and in between the races about maybe the track's a bit narrower, so I'm glad it opened up for you.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate that, Jim. And yeah, there was a lot of racing grooves when we got out there. I really entered the race worried about it being a track position race, and I knew that second lane was going to be the preferred groove for us. I just didn't know how slick the bottom was going to be and how slick the top was going to be, but the combination of the track and the tire that Goodyear brought, there was truly 4 grooves. When I went back and rewatched the race, Crafton and a couple guys, made most of their moves all the way on the bottom against the curb. And, me, a lot of my moves, I made them up in the 4th groove. So that surprised me greatly. I feel like a track that flat, that shouldn't be the case. I just... that's not conventional wisdom, but a lot about Milwaukee is not conventional. The racetrack definitely does not drive like a normal short track. Doesn't drive like a normal intermediate track. I don't exactly know what it is. It's its own animal, but it was a lot of fun to compete there. And I feel like at the end of that first stage, when it went green for 40, 45 laps or so there, a lot of guys had their hands full. So it seemed like guys could hold on for a few laps, and then the good trucks started showing through from about lap 5 to about lap 20. And then at the tail end of those long runs, the bad trucks started shining through, and then those guys were having trouble just holding it on the track. So, it's one of those places that I feel like put on a really fantastic race. And as a competitor, you want to have those multiple grooves to where you can search around and you can get around guys, and it provided for that for this weekend.
Grant, I understand the word is you get to keep the winner's trophy. Is that right? It's got a big state of Wisconsin on it.
I don't know if that's anywhere ironclad in the contract, but I hope so. That was a pretty heavy, pretty cool trophy.
When you guys have lunch on Thursday, there'll be another trophy presented to the owner. Does that free up yours to come home with you then?
Maybe so.
There were two made.
Maybe so.
So I want to give you a little story about the trophy. So when you're having dinner with your wife and your kids, you can look at it and go, you know what? There were 2 guys that made that trophy. One that works as the safety clean guy in Charlotte for all the teams, Charlie Barber, and his best buddy, my brother John, works at Hendrick, and they designed that trophy together. And they made that trophy, and they brought it here to Milwaukee. So I want to make sure that you know how cool it is to have a part of Milwaukee and Wisconsin with you when you have that trophy wherever you display it. I hope you get to keep it and put it somewhere prominent for a long time.
Well, that is news to me, and that is very, very cool, Jim. And it was a very nice – I mean, this Joker, a lot of times some of these trophies are particle board or whatever, when you get on, you're like – and you talk about ordering a duplicate or something, and they give you the price, and what's going on here? But this Joker was solid. That was pretty cool. So
and you might only have 2 of a kind. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to make any more. They're worried about racing themselves. So it should be a lot of fun for you guys to celebrate together. And if I have a chance, I'll get you a note on that trophy. The Clean Harbors folks did a great job. They actually talked about my brother John and Charlie Barber doing that together and getting a lot of other parts from Roush Fenway and engraving from this company and a bulletproof glass for this one. And it was just a labor of love, and I'm glad you get to enjoy it.
That is awesome. You can tell that somebody put a lot of TLC in there. So that is a very cool story.
Enjoy that. We'll enjoy you racing in Phoenix for the championship of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. How about a big hand, everybody, for Grant Enfinger. Grant, thanks for joining us here one more time in Wisconsin.
And that is the plan. So, yeah, thank you very much for allowing me on the show, and good to talk to you as always, Jim.
Hey, thanks for the time. Thanks for answering Greg's text. Greg Lapine got us all lined up for that. So thank you so much. Grant, it's been a pleasure. And you can tell we have a lot of fun together when we're at the track and we're away from the track, and it's just neat, Dean, that we got people that we get to know and get to follow and get to have fun with. And then they go out and win races, and they're so appreciative and responsive to that. You know what I mean? We got a chance to announce some really cool races, but when it comes to it, he's one of the good dudes, man. It's great to see Grant.
When it comes down to it, we're still fans, right?
Yeah. And I hope you're a fan of Grant because he's a great guy.
Indeed.
Dean, you were at Daytona.
I was.
What all happened in the world of NASCAR Xfinity and NASCAR Cup Series racing on the big high backs in the final race for the Daytona Cup Series regular season?
Jim, you've been at Daytona with me at the end of August, and we've sat through a lot of rain delays. It was really refreshing and really cool to have absolutely no threat of rain for the entire weekend. It rains a lot in Florida in August.
And this is hurricane season, if you didn't know. It's coming.
Hurricane season. Yeah. So it was really neat that no races were shortened. Crew chiefs didn't have to plan on, maybe doing some funky stuff to try to get around a short race. So they ran them full, ran them on time, and Justin Allgaier picked up his first Daytona win. It's been a track that has just
26th race, finally got it.
Bitten him on so many occasions.
Yep.
And he won it literally a photo finish over Sheldon Creed by just inches. And I don't know if you got to see the burnout interview by NBC afterwards. He's on the track, and they're showing the replay and how close it was. And there was an audible gasp by the fans. So much so that Justin heard it, and he looked up and he said, "Did I win? Did I really? Is it okay? Did I win?"
Yeah.
Yes, you won. You won. So that was pretty cool indeed. It came down to a shootout at the end. Parker Kligerman, he finished fourth. He was a little disappointed. He didn't think that everybody up in the front was racing for the win. They were racing for just to
teammates.
Just to kind of be cool and stick with it.
Or fan out and get as many points kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he was a little disappointed he didn't get a push at all. Parker Retzlaff finished seventh. He had a great car.
Yeah.
The Wisconsin driver. He was good all day long, so he did great. Jeffrey Earnhardt finished 11th. Jeb Burton, in a throwback paint scheme to his dad Ward when he won the Daytona 500.
The Caterpillar Pontiac.
Yeah, that was it.
Yep.
He finished 12th, so that was cool to see. A couple of fast cars got crashed out. John Hunter and Trevor Bayne, 28th and 29th. They were fast all day long. Just got tangled up in something at the end. And Brandon Jones, he also got tangled up in something. He finished 36th. Has yet to qualify for the playoffs. Still looking for his first win, and he's going to need it. They still have
That's the team that
2.
Noah Gregson won 6 races last year with.
Yes.
Number 9 for Junior
Yes.
Motorsports.
They have 2 races remaining in the Xfinity Series in their regular season, and he's going to need a Hail Mary, Brandon Jones is, to qualify. Turning over to the Cup side, the Fords were strong. I mean, they were strong. Eric Almirola and the 14-car Chase Briscoe, they started on the front row, led much of the first stage, led really quite a bit of the race. They were great. Brad Keselowski, I think, started 12th. He got, in stage 1, got shuffled out to the third lane, went all the way back to 38th, came right back through the field, finished second, pushed his teammate Chris Buescher to the win. It was never, he looked like he, as the boss, never had any aspirations of ducking out and trying to pass him. Just stuck with him to his rear bumper, took his teammate to the win. Buescher's 3rd win on the season, 3rd win in the last 5 weeks.
Yeah.
That team is peaking at
Cooking.
the right time.
Yeah.
Seated 4th in the playoff grid.
Yeah.
I mean, how crazy is that?
That's a lot of work going into that deal. A lot of work.
They went into the race 15 of the 6 because it was, you're right, it was the last race of the regular season for the Cup guys. 15 of the 16 were locked in. We had 13 different winners locked in. Keselowski and Kevin Harvick were locked in on points. Bubba Wallace was the only one that was could be bumped out. He could be bumped out by a new winner. Not after the race rolled on and some stage points were awarded. Ty Gibbs couldn't get in on points anymore, so he was going to have to win. So there was 17 guys gunning for that last spot. It was pretty crazy because when there was a new winner or a new what would be a new winner out front,
everybody, right.
Out front, Bubba was gone.
Oh, he bailed.
He was out of the playoffs. So
that way. I'm sorry. I thought you meant he backed up. No, he was out.
When Chase Briscoe was leading.
Okay.
Bubba, if the race had finished then, Bubba was knocked out.
Gotcha.
Then Kevin Harvick got in the lead. Well, he was already locked in, so then Bubba was back in. And that 16th spot changed all night long. It was just, it was crazy. Of course, I'm sure everybody saw the wreck at the end.
Ryan Preece was involved in a crash. I don't know how many times he flipped, but I'm glad to see I got the text,
I didn't know a car could flip that many times.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it was more in the air than hitting the ground,
right? Yes. It
Thankfully.
was crazy.
Yeah.
He did come down and hit on the roof hard one time when he was rolling, but I could not believe a car could flip that many times.
He was released from the hospital the next morning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. What a sigh of relief that was. That was great to see. All in all, It was really, I thought, an entertaining race, like 15 different leaders, entertaining race, good race, went right down to the end as far as the playoff picture goes, and it wasn't altered by weather. I thought that was just the story that nobody really wanted to talk about, but I thought it was a story that there was no threat of rain.
Labor Day weekend coming up, Darlington Raceway for the Cup Series, Xfinity Series. Trucks have a few days off before Kansas. And, Dean, that means you're going to be where this weekend?
I'm going to be with you.
Saturday night.
Dell's Raceway Park.
The Jim Sauter Classic.
MidwestTour.tv.
We have to call it, but you want to see it. You want to buy the subscription and then just go see it yourself.
Because you can once you subscribe, all the races are archived, so you can just go back and watch them whenever you want.
Yeah.
You can turn the volume down. Don't have to listen to me and Jim.
That's Saturday night, Midwest Truck Series, 602 Outlaw Late Models. And then Sunday, what are you doing?
Sunday, I'm gonna be with Todd Bailey at the Slinger Super Duper Speedway.
Hey, Todd. Super Speedway, that's the big deal.
It's the
Super Late Models, Elite 8.
Super Late Models Championship Race, fireworks. I think it's a 100-lap feature for the Super Late Models. So,
75-lapper last Sunday. Big
last race of the season under the lights.
Wow.
So it'll be good.
Going on.
Big. My
Slinger,
weekend is
Super
planned.
Speedway. I can
Slinger,
tell.
Super Duper Speedway. Get it right.
I got that right.
I'll see you Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday for the Dells, Raceway Park. It's going to be fun.
You want to ride together?
We'll see about that.
All right.
I've got other plans. I've got to be in Illinois on Sunday for the DuQuoin Mile ARCA race.
Okay.
6:18 flat out of Madison. I'm not driving.
Oh.
So if you want to, we'll work on that.
All right.
Hey, we'll be back with Fast Jack Vanderboom. We got a lot of racers in the crowd. Caden Lidke and his brother Mason Lidke are here. We're talking to Todd Cleaver, who brought some folks down. And Rick Vanderboom's 56 Chevy is sitting out there, and there's a lot of people. I hope we don't cause an accident because that car is beautiful right there in the parking lot here at Polly's Pub and Eatery. We'll be right back with another great segment on the Racing Roundup Show.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Share what you love about short track racing on our Facebook page and on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We'll be right back with more of the Racing Roundup Show. Bobby Gutnick and the technicians at Oak Creek Automotive on South 27th Street in Drexel are experts in automotive repair. For over 30 years and counting, the Napa Certified Car Care Center at Oak Creek Automotive handles emissions testing plus minor to major repair. From oil changes to engine and transmission replacement. Call Oak Creek Automotive 414-761-3250. They're open for your convenience Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. till 9 p.m. and Friday, 7 a.m. till 6 p.m. For all your vehicle repair needs, head to South 27th Street and Drexel to the pros at Oak Creek Automotive.
Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment is a fully equipped parts, sales, and service dealer of quality mowers, snow throws, trimmers, chainsaws, and more. Olson services what they sell, does warranty service work on big box store mowers, and their expert service technicians are ready to get your equipment running right. Put their stock parts department and friendly, knowledgeable staff to work for you. Visit the racers at Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment today at 14323 West College Avenue, just 1 mile east of Moreland Road in Muskego. Olson'sPower.com. Olson's Power Equipment.
Hey gang, Richie Bickle here. I want you to join us for the largest short track party at sea. Sail the Eastern Caribbean on the Norwegian Encore this coming January 7th to the 14th. Join Scott Hansen and myself and a bunch of other drivers on Bickle's Bon Voyage cruise. Enjoy unlimited craft beer, drinks, gourmet food. You might even get to race against it on the go-kart. We'll have a special question and answer session for the racers on board, and I know it'll be a ton of fun. Escape the January winter weather. We'll see you in the Dominican Republic, Tortola, and the Bahamas, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Sail the Caribbean with us January 7th through the 14th on Bickle's Bon Voyage. Call Mark at Making Memories Travel at 262-527-1341 or visit mymmtravel.com and click on Bickle's Bon Voyage. Link for information.
427-1000 American Foundation. Cracks and leaks in your basement, have no fears. We've been fixing those things for over 60 years. Trust and dedication, that's American Foundation.
Call American right now for huge savings.
427-1000 American Foundation.
When we decided to get our crack-leaky basement done, I am so glad we called American Foundation. It gave us a sense of confidence, and it gave us our basement back.
And it was the right choice.
Thank you very much.
American Foundation Specialist has been fixing basements since 1947. Satisfied customers are the future at American. Call American for huge savings at 427-1000. American Foundation.
The Racing Roundup Show is America's longest-running weekly motorsports show held in front of a live audience. Once again, here is the trackside voice of the Daytona 500. You see him on MAV TV's coverage of the Lucas Oil Chili Bowl, the ASA Stars National Tour, and the 500 Sprint Car Tour. The host of our show, Jim Trado.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks again for joining us on this Tuesday evening. It's great to have you along. The last Tuesday in August, that means September is right around the corner. Lots going on. If you're looking to buy or sell your home or commercial property, we've got the spot for you to sell or buy it through. It's the Coldwell Banker Home Sale Realty Group with Matt Rapina and Rapina Group. Matt Rapina, Coldwell Banker Home Sale Realty. They list and buy. You can list and buy it with confidence with them when you want to buy or sell your home or commercial property. Hire a realtor that has the knowledge and expertise to get your deal done. Not all realtors are the same. Choose Coldwell Banker Home Sale Realty with the Rapina Group. Knowledge is power. Hire knowledge. Visit mattrapina.com. mattrapina.com. Here's the good news. The 900 horsepower Thunder, the bumper-to-bumper Ira Outlaw Sprints, storm into the Dodge County Fairgrounds this Friday night for the annual Harry Neitzel Tribute. Wisconsin's fastest cars on Wisconsin's fastest track, the Ira Outlaws on the horsepower half mile. The 360 Sprints and Modifieds are also on the card. The Harry Neitzel Tribute at Dodge County this Friday night. Spectator gates open at 5 with warm-ups at 6. Tickets available at the gate on race night. Come feel the Thunder. We're going to do that in a minute with a driver that's going to be racing in that. I want to first tell you the prizes we have in store for you this evening just for showing up. We've got a racing wing, a used racing wing, a front wing from Fast Jack Vanderboom Fast Jack Racing. We're giving that away tonight. We've got Battles of Anderson's Maple Syrup to give away. We have die-cast racing T-shirts. We have an autographed 8x10 photo of Todd Cleaver taken from this Saturday at Wilmot Raceway. We ran into 5th, but that's about a right front is off the ground, I think, a little bit too. It's a great action shot. Thank you, Charlie Lancourt, for that. We also want to tell you that we've got some other cool pictures and prizes for you. Some Rich Bickle vintage wearables. We've got 2 tickets to this Saturday night's Jim Sauter Classic at Dells Raceway Park. That's the ASA Midwest Tour race. We also have 2 tickets to this Sunday and Monday night's USAC Midget Badger Midget doubleheader. I think that's it. Oh, yeah, some Milwaukee Mile Victory Lane hats and some Sprecher root beer in the can. So if you want to have a chance at those prizes, come on down to Paulie's 81st and Greenfield, and you can win those. Look for Rick Vanderboom's beautiful 56 Chevy out there. There's now guys looking at the grill. That's how excited they are to see it. Rick's got a good eye on it, too. He's sitting right across the table from us. Next to us is his son, the Blue Mountain Express moving. Yeah, he's got the keys in his hand. We're good there. Next to us is his son, Fast Jack Vanderboom and Fast Jack Racing. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show, Jack. Glad to have you on.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back.
I'm talking faster because I can't tell you how excited we are to have you here. Last year we were talking about you transitioning into running some 410 races. This year is the year. Yep. Racing for Rookie of the Year in the bumper-to-bumper IRA Outlaw Sprint Series. How's it been? I know we wanted to catch up as soon as we could, and it's been a busy summer, hasn't it?
It for sure has, and it's been really exciting. I mean, we've had a lot of racing going on, a lot of double headers, a couple triple headers. It's been great. We've had a lot of stiff competition. We've had highs and lows throughout the season, but it's been fun so far.
What's been that learning curve like? Last year you guys started doing some 410 racing, I think, towards the second half of the season, if you will.
Yeah.
What was that like going, okay, I think I know what we have. We have the handle on it, but now you went 410 only this year. What are some of the things you've learned along the way?
There's just so many differences in, setting up the car and just even it's down to the shocks. It's just there's a lot of different things that go along with it, including the driving style. I mean, I've had to change a lot, throughout the season, and I have a lot of old 360 habits I need to get rid of. It's just that's a completely different car. It's like night and day difference between the two.
900 horsepower is a big difference when it comes to a different track surface. How do you best handle it when you go, okay, I think the track will be heavy. You've done this now every weekend, 2 or 3 times sometimes on a weekend. How are you at reading the track, and how does that compute when saying, okay, brain, shut off the 360s. We got to go 410 on a heavy track. We might slick off later, but now we got to accomplish the heavy stuff.
It's definitely watching it more. With the new tires, it's been a little goofy because I got used to the old tires when we ran them last season. I think we ran 12, 13 races.
That many?
Like that
Okay.
Last season for the 410.
Yep.
I got used to them a little bit there, and then now we got these new tires. I mean, they're great, and just the difference even from the new tire to the American races that we used to run in the 360, I mean, it's huge. It was more of a light foot, heavier front end car in the 360. super, harder tires. Just having a light foot like on a slick track, and it's not as much, even with the horsepower difference. It's so light, 410's so light up front, and the tires hook so much better. It's just there's a lot of difference that you can be almost on the throttle more in a sense, and I find it, in a slick or even in a hammer down application, it is easier to drive.
All right, that's good to know. You also told me before the show you guys went ahead and got into a deal where you got a different chassis you've been running lately. How long have you had that chassis?
So we got it last year. We were going to run it, right away in the season, and we never ended up doing so. We ran one of our older cars, and I ran the car that we ran at the start of the season. I ran for years. I knew the car.
Okay.
It was different. I ran it in a 360. It was completely different, and we were missing. It just wasn't there fully. The track would change and the car wouldn't come with it, and I was fighting the track and the car at the same time. So we decided to change to our new car, which is a Maxim Big Max, and that's been a lot better. It's better handling car. I can move around a lot more. It's got a lot of forward bite, which we were struggling with in the other car. So it's been, a lot better in, come feature time in the slick.
So I also know that it's really easy to take that thing about, it looks like 3 feet of the front wheels off the ground when you get grip, right? Going on the backstretch, the rear has so much grip. When you say front grip, maybe for the fans who don't know, we know the front wing is there to kind of keep things aerodynamically where it should. When you said front grip, what does that mean to the race fan? Does it mean that your front tires are doing more of the work?
No, it's forward bite. So, forward bite would be your drive off of the corner.
Gotcha. Going forward, not necessarily front to rear.
Not front to rear.
Okay.
Forward bite is going, your drive off, in, throughout, and off the corner.
Gotcha. Where do you find you're getting best at? When you're communicating with your dad, communicating with Rick Keller, just getting in the pits and saying, guys, this is what I need. Where do you find yourself saying, okay, we're all on the same team, but now I'm getting better at telling these guys what I need? What do you equate to that? Would that be just where you're sitting there with Rick going, okay, this is what the car is doing, this is what the other guys are doing? How do you kind of learn through that process this first year?
I think we've definitely dug deeper into setup-wise, the smaller changes.
Okay.
And the nice thing about the Big Max is it has a bigger setup window, so you can't miss it as easily. With our other car, you can miss it super easy, and it would either be in or out. And sometimes we get it perfect and it worked great. But it was super easy to miss that little window that the car would work really good. And with this Big Max, it's a lot bigger window, and it works better in that sense because, we're just first year, we're just learning, we miss something. It's a lot more forgiving car instead of our other car, which would be, I think it was a standard car. So, it's been good. I think really what we've been working on is, me telling them actually, what the track's doing and what the car's doing. I haven't been so specific over the years.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been trying to get better at that so they know more, and it's not, and they're not throwing so many changes at it in one time as compared to, we just do this here, this there, maybe keep the stagger all night and then just tighten up the car, with shocks or something else.
Gotcha. Where do you find you're mechanically involved? Are you doing the shocks? Are you grooving the tires? Where have you kind of nestled into the team you have built around you since you were racing 600 micros?
Kind of work on everything. It's kind of, in the shop all around. I can pretty much do everything. I've taken the car apart so many times and put it back together so many times. It's just, at that point, it's like muscle memory. You just know.
That's impressive. That's got to help you exactly what you want then, because it's not just, I think I need this. Now it's like, hey, I'm going to fix this. I'm going to move this pickup point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've been moving some stuff around, and obviously there's some stuff different that's on a 410 than there is a 360, and that we never knew. And now, there's different things with topping out the shocks and bottoming out the shocks at certain tracks. And, it's been a challenge for sure, but we're all learning.
Racing this Friday night, Dodge County Fairgrounds, the big horsepower half mile.
Yeah.
You like that place?
I love it. I love it. We were there for the All-Star show.
Is that where you got the nickname Fast Jack? Because that's a fast joint.
Kind of not.
All right. Okay.
Kind of, I don't know. We always seem to have good luck there and good speed. I loved it in the 360. I was able to move around. It just felt, for me, with the wing speed, I've always liked having wing speed underneath me, and in the 360 on the short tracks, you wouldn't get it as much. You know, it was a slower car, and now, you know, going to Dodge, you had all that wing speed. I like that. You know, on faster tracks, I liked more, you know, the wing speed that was underneath me because it kept, you know, it stuck the car to the ground instead of kind of feeling like it was skating across the track. It's a little different with the 410, obviously. Our short tracks, we do have a lot of, you know, wing speed still. It's just, you know, with the power of the car and the speed of the car, it just always carries wing speed, and especially like Angel Park, which is a pretty fast track, and Beaver Dam, Cedar Lake, and some other, you know, smaller tracks that we run, high bank, smaller tracks. You really carry a lot of wing speed into those. But it doesn't, I mean, nothing compares to the half mile, and it's just the car comes over and it just stays over the whole time. And I do really like it. Just wherever I can put it, it'll stick. You know, I can usually, you know, I can drive it through the slick there, and it's just, I like that track.
So you have Fast Jack Vanderboom racing in the first season, one of the 3 rookies in the top 10 in the point standings, the bumper-to-bumper IRA Outlaw Sprint Series. And when it comes to that, learning as you go, you probably learned that you like maybe some tracks other than others because this is your first full season doing it. Are there tracks that you look forward to going to? Let's go with that list first.
So we raced some kind of northern Wisconsin stuff last year. We weren't allowed to go out of state for truck reasons. Couldn't get out of state.
Okay.
But I think we raced Cedar Lake. I'm super excited to go back to Cedar Lake. We have Superior the night before. I'm really excited for that track. It looks like a really fast track. I would like to go back to 141. Unfortunately, I will have to miss 141 on the 16th.
Okay.
But, I mean, otherwise, I mean, I do enjoy Plymouth. I used to not like it, but I've ended up enjoying it now. It's a little better in the 410. There's some tracks I don't like. You know, Wilmot is kind of iffy for me. It's just not, to me, it's not a very racy track. I have had good luck there, and I've had a lot of bad luck there. It's just, you know, it's the way it is. We just got to work on it. But I'm super excited for Cedar Lake for sure. And a championship night's always a good one at Plymouth. For much as I didn't like it before, but I do like Plymouth.
That's coming up in about a month's time. Are you racing IRA, bumper-to-bumper IRA Outlaw Sprints only until then, till that last championship night?
Yeah, we're gonna run out the whole full season.
Okay.
For the rest of it. You know, we're in a rookie deal. I'm third in rookie points right now. It's been a lot of good competition with the rookie guys. I mean, Travis is up in third and Brenham's up in first. I think I'm back in ninth. I don't exactly see myself catching them, but you know, with the month's time, you never know what's going to happen. So,
but you know, and I know how big a win could be as well. I mean, those movements of hey, I can get this. I have the confidence now in this first season. It's got to be interesting as well. I don't know if you like the challenge, but if you roll in the racetrack at a bumper-to-bumper IR Outlaw Sprint race, if it's a MOA co-sanctioned or if it's a weekend off for the Knoxville guys or if it's Rico Abreu rolling through because it's a routine race, I mean, there's a lot of variety that you kind of have to plan for. It's not the same group of 15 guys every week now, is it?
Yeah, it's been a lot of stiff competition this year. I mean, we've struggled to get out of the B main, and you know, last year we really didn't have that problem, which it's good at the same time. You know, we've had. You know, it's made me a better driver and us a better team. And it's made actually all of our IRA guys a better drivers, better teams. You know, they're really pushing the envelope, trying to get faster. You know, we have all these out-of-town guys coming in, and, you know, those guys have a lot of talent and a lot of speed.
We mentioned your dad, mentioned Rick. Let's go through the folks that are helping you with that race car, get fast, and get that first win here at Dodge County on Friday.
Yeah, so, well, one of them would be Charisma Customs. He's our main sponsor, actually. He just did a detail job on my dad's 56 that's sitting out there. He did a ceramic coating. They do a great job at that stuff. They do radios, a lot of radars, like police radar stuff and stuff, you know, things like that. A lot of electronic stuff, a lot of car detailing. They do amazing work. They're out of Delafield.
Okay.
So, and then Cap Construction, he just jumped on this year. And he does a great job at what he does. You know.
How about the crew who's all involved with this? Other than Blue Mountain Express Moving and Storage, also on the car. So Dad's hanging out here. You guys have a lot going on.
Yeah, so my dad and my mom, obviously, they're the ones that make this happen at the end of the day. Rick Keller and Sharon Keller, they've been with me for a lot of years now. I mean, I can't even count. It's probably been 7, 8, 9 years now. I've had some other guys. My buddy that lives behind me, Kyler Helmick, he's been a great help this year. I've been bringing him on. He's my good wrench monkey. He knows everything. He can learn real quick. I can show him one time, and he knows right away.
So is the shop in his backyard and your front yard kind of thing? Are you guys that kind of close neighbors?
It's kind of like a Jason type of deal.
Okay,
So
very cool. Close for him to get to work with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, neat.
Yeah, so that's been, he's been a huge help, and we've had some other people like Becca Hattie come on and kind of run around with us, and she's been a big help too. Just everybody that's made it happen. Rick and Scott have been a huge help for us this year as well, kind of getting us adapted into the 410 stuff. Jason Johnson over at Competition Specialists, and I guess his other companies with Badger Roofing and stuff like that. He's been a huge help as well, giving us great stout motors and also helping us with some other stuff. He's been helping us with some setup stuff and other things, gearing our car right so we get, we hit our right RPM and fueling and all that stuff as well. So
great.
They've been a great help as well.
Anybody else we want to? Do you name everybody who's here? Is it mom and dad? Was there somebody else here with you on the crew helping out here tonight?
No, I think it's just the three of us.
Nothing wrong with that. It's great to see you guys still racing as a family as well. And does Dad ever let you drive the 56 Chevy? That's a big question. He's smiling. I don't know if he gave me a yes or no.
I've driven it once.
One time.
Yeah. I couldn't go far, though. It's like spinning around the block, and that's it. It's his prized possession.
It should be.
I get the race cars. He gets his cars. So.
That's okay. That's a good deal. Great to see you guys here, and thanks for your support of the show for all this time as well.
Yeah.
Blue Mountain Moving and Storage is where you want to go. Blue Mountain Express Moving and Storage, and it's racers supporting racers, and it's great to see you guys still doing it as a family and doing it as well as you have. It's a lot to take on. We're glad to see you guys are performing at such a high level. Thanks a lot for being on the show.
Yeah, thank you.
How about I stand for Jack Vanderbroom on the show? Thank you, Jack, very much. Make sure you sign our Bob Trado Sign Writer backdrop there. We got a bunch of folks signing it. TJ Zizzo signed it there, 317 mile an hour top fuel. We got all sorts of autographs. Those are our folks that are being part of the season. Every racer, every person that's on our show gets to sign that in our 39th season. And Fast Jack's about to do that as well. When we come back, we're talking to another driver going after a championship in the Badger Midgets. They're racing this Sunday and Monday. Angel Park Speedway. Come on down and join the racing crowd. Win tickets to that at Angel Park Speedway at the Badger Midgets and the USAC National Midgets coming to town. We're talking to Todd Cleaver next on the show.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Contact us on our website, racingroundupshow.com. We'll be right back with more of the Upper Midwest and Wisconsin racing scene, NASCAR, and the world of motorsports.
At Automatic Transmission Design, we know your vehicle is important to you. When your transmission needs servicing, take it to the best. ATD in Germantown, Wisconsin. ATD understands how important it is to get your vehicle fixed right the first time. When you take your vehicle to ATD, our ASE-trained technicians will run diagnostic tests to pinpoint the exact problem and answer any questions you may have before repairs begin. ATD has been providing high-quality, honest repairs to customers for over 15 years. We service all makes and models using the best parts and equipment available. When you come to ATD, you will get an honest assessment of the problem, simple explanations, experienced technicians, competitive pricing, high-quality parts, and their 100% guarantee. Money is not the goal at ATD. It is the result of fixing the problem and returning the vehicle to you. That is their goal. The next time your vehicle needs quality transmission service, give Charlie a call at 262-251-7777 or visit autotransdesign.com.
The Gravely Mower Series at Olson Outdoor Power is raising the bar on performance with smarter controls, longer run times, and more comfort. Add in layaway and financing from Olson's, and there's no lawn you can't conquer. Buy the best from the best. Gravely at Olson's Outdoor Power, Muskego.
Interstate Batteries, proud sponsor of the Racing Roundup Show and the number 18 of Joe Gibbs Racing. Interstate Batteries is the #1 replacement battery in North America. You deserve the best, so get the best. Go to interstatebatteries.com. Go to interstatebatteries.com to find a dealer near you. Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable. Get yours today. Race on.
Get your whole family involved in affordable, competitive kart racing at Millwright Raceway in Dousman, Wisconsin, home of the Badger Kart Club. Walk the pit area, talk to racers, and check out the action from the grandstands. There's a play area for the kids and great food at the concession stand. Spectator admission is free. Badger Kart Club Points Racers and National Touring Series race on the challenging paved road course most Sundays from April through September. Badger Kart Club is well established and well respected. There's 15 classes and over 100 drivers racing every week. From ages 5 to 75, kart racing offers competition for generations of racers of all ages. Bring the kids and check out kart racing for yourself at one of America's finest kart tracks. This is where Alan Kowicki, Danica Patrick, Sam Mayer, and Josh Palicki got their start. Millwright Raceway is just south of I-94 in Dousman, 35 miles west of Milwaukee, and 45 miles east of Madison. For all the latest information, directions, and race schedule, visit BadgerKartClub.com.
The ASA Midwest Tour Stars and Cars invade Dell's Raceway Park this Saturday night. See the Midwest's best super late models in the Jim Sauter Classic 200, presented by Don's Auto Truck Center and Habelman Brothers Cranberries. $15,500 to win. Visit MidwestTour.racing for tickets this Saturday night, 6 o'clock. Dell's Raceway Park, the ASA Midwest Tour, plus 602 Outlaw late models and Midwest trucks. The Jim Sauter Classic 200. We're racing in Wisconsin Dells this Saturday night.
The Racing Roundup Show is dedicated to showcasing grassroots racers and national stars of our sport. If you're a fan of NASCAR, four-wheel, two-wheel, road racing, drag racing, or the short track scene, you are in the right place. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show.
We're back on the Racing Roundup Show, hanging out with our friends here at Polly's Pub and Eatery, 81st and Greenfield. Come on down and join the racing crowd. This portion of the show is brought to you by BMRE Electric Karts and e-bikes in Random Lake. Check out their new Icon e-bikes that go as far as 30 miles between charges and can go as fast as 25 miles an hour. Brad Miller is Wisconsin's only Icon dealer and has in-stock inventory and customizing options available right now on their Facebook page, BMRE Electric Karts Company. We're now joined by a driver racing for a championship in the Badger Midget Auto Racing Association. He sat in the stands for many years as a fan. He went to go race in NASCAR, still came back on Sunday nights. Got that ball cap without a logo on it. I could tell he was up there in turn one cheering on his buddies. Now he's back behind the wheel. At that beautiful number 55 right here. This car, this driver, going for a championship, goes to Angel Park Speedway this coming Sunday and Monday night, racing for the Badger Midget title. Let's welcome in Todd Cleaver. Todd, my friend, welcome back.
Hey, thanks for having me. BMRE, a proud sponsor of the 55 car.
They are. That's good.
Yeah.
Did he give you an e-bike that has big knobby tires on?
No, he doesn't want to sponsor me that much.
The neat thing is your circle of friends and the people I got to know and you get to know, it's kind of neat that they're all still there. They're all a big circle of friends.
Yeah, it's honestly been really cool. My racing career, I've met so many really cool people. And the fact that a lot of them are still involved. And I don't know, I guess maybe I'm part of that older statesman of the local racing scene now. But I sponsor Brad's truck. Brad sponsors my car. We all kind of stick together.
Yep.
I love watching Brad and, still having success at Slinger and in his dirt car. And I don't know. I just think it's cool. I still think it's cool to see Jeff Storm having success and being fast in his late model. And a lot of those guys when I was starting out were really, really cool to me and reached out and kind of, made me feel welcome. So it's neat to see them guys still going.
Your pavement path went through Madison International Speedway after you went two-wheel racing off-roading, right?
Yeah.
You started off in that?
Flat track motorcycle racing.
Flat track, yes.
Yep. Started there and then wanted to look into getting into four wheels. My brother ended up buying my first race vehicle, which was a Midwest truck, back when we only raced at Oregon at the time. And ran there for, about two-thirds of the year, 1999. Went to late models. Hit everything but the lottery. That's what I always tell everybody in my first year in late models. Won a couple championships the next year and then went ASA racing.
Yep.
Got hooked up with Jerry Gunderman. That opened, Jerry opened some doors for me down south and went down there and then got spit up and ground out and all of the things that big money racing is notorious for, and got pretty burnt out on it for a while actually. Took 10 years off, something like that. And then,
yeah.
I don't know, the itch never goes away, though. So moved back home and built a sport mod and started that adventure. And I don't know. I'm ready. Let's be honest, I'm 45. I'm not old, but I'm not young, and I'm closer to the end of my career than I am to the beginning of it. So just trying to start checking off some of those things that I want to do before it's all over. And racing at home in Angel Park, my hometown, that was one of the things I wanted to do, and it's been a lot of fun. I've probably had more fun racing midgets than I have had in many years racing. So being 5 minutes from the shop, from my house, doesn't hurt. All my friends and family can come and be a part of it. So it's just been a lot of fun.
How about that circle of friends at Angel Park Speedway? I mentioned earlier that you would go there as a kid growing up or as a fan when you could come back home and watch while you're racing and living in the Carolinas. Those guys are still there, too. You know what I mean? There's guys you can talk to. There's guys you can rely on. And now that you're, 4 years into this midget deal?
This is year 3.
Okay, yeah,
so.
the modified, then year 3. I mean, there's a lot
mean,
of guys you can call on. I mean, they were there with you, and they're still there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm one of those guys that my circle, my core group of friends, I went to kindergarten with most of them. You know what I mean? And that's very rare. I mean, I have 3 or 4 of my friends that I can show you pictures of us in kindergarten together. So, and then, friends that I had met through racing or through life, just growing up in town, and some of those guys raced. And, when I started this idea, BJ Dalkey was one of my best friends. His family was, his dad was a president of Badger, and they owned cars forever. BJ raced a little bit. BJ was like, I'm in, I want to help. And then, Brandon Welty, kind of heard what was going on. He called me and he's like, are you really going to do this? And I said, yeah, against my better judgment, I think I'm going to do it. And he said, well, he's like, I'm on board for it. I want to be a part and I want to help. And truth be told, without them two, I mean, man, it would have been kind of a mess, truthfully. But, we lost BJ in that car accident last fall, and that was a real gut punch. And but a lot of my success, a lot of the success that we're having is due to all of my friends, and especially like Brandon Welty. You know what I mean? He had Brandon and I were always friends, but I wouldn't say we were like close. You know what I mean? We were friends, like I said, but not seeing each other weekly or anything like that. And I don't know. He just kind of took me under his wing, taught me everything he knew, and helped me build my car. And he literally babysat me. You know what I mean? So everything that I know about midget racing came from him. And
he might have been that I want to get out of it, I want to retire. Then he saw the involvement you had and maybe the fun you were having. He's like, I might want to do this again. That's my take on it.
Yeah, and maybe he's probably sitting at home listening right now and pissed off at me for doing that. But we talked about that. He's a few years younger than me, but we're kind of in the same boat, trying to figure out what's life going to be like when we no longer can sit in the car. You know what I mean? And he came with me to see if he could have any fun doing it a different way, and he enjoyed that. Now he's got a car of his own. He started, came out of retirement, started racing again himself, and he's doing it the right way. I'm still glutton for punishment, trying to run for points championships and stuff, and he's just picking and choosing the races he wants to do for fun. But I don't know. We're both kind of in that boat of what's next, and who knows? He's going to have a car or two, and I have two, and I can't drive them both, and we'll see what the future holds. But who knows?
Near future is this weekend, Sycamore Speedway Saturday night.
Yep.
You've done pretty well at Sycamore this year.
Yeah, I've won once last year there and won once this year here. The 5-car, Adam, he's been pretty fast there.
Adam Taylor.
So, yeah, Adam Taylor.
Yep.
Took the points lead from me a week ago. Truthfully, August has been a month to forget. I'll be happy to see it gone. And I'm happy to get just to concentrate back on racing. You know what I mean? Adam's been fast, and he's won a lot of races, but I'm not going to just roll over and die yet. I might still have a few more tricks up my sleeve. I don't know. And I guess when you're I'm no longer the lead guy. You know what I mean? I'm the chaser. So I can throw a little more caution to the wind because I have nothing to lose now. You know what I mean? So before, when you're leading the points for the whole time, it feels like you're just in protect mode. You don't want to make a mistake. You don't want to do anything stupid and give something up. Well, now I don't have a choice. You know what I mean? I just go lay it all out, and it ends up where it ends up at that point.
You're very modest. There's a lot going on with 30-plus cars a night.
Yeah.
You got to roll through the B if you have to. I mean, there's a lot of points that could be gobbled up or taken away just in a couple of moves.
Sad part is, I've probably got more fast times than anybody. I'm the fastest guy in town when it doesn't matter. Everybody else is faster than when it matters. But, we've had a great car count this year. Quinn and Amy have done awesome, with Badger from where it was to I mean, we've had like 35, 36 cars every time at Angel Park. I would imagine that number will be over 40 or
this
close
Sunday
to
and
it.
Monday, you think
This
we'll have that
Sunday,
many?
Monday. Yeah,
Wow.
I know there's 35 or 36, and I know there's at least 5 to 8 more quality cars that are sitting. And I would imagine a lot of those USAC guys are, ready to try and take some more money. So if they're going to be there already, they're going to look for a quality car to get in. So
gotcha.
I would guess, that's my guess. There's going to be 40 or close to it. But, it's going to be great. The place should be packed. The weather's going to be warm, unfortunately. But the beer's always cold up in the grandstands. And people can indulge in it and then come down and tell me everything I did wrong like I used to do to all my buddies.
Yep.
So.
Fireman's Nationals has always been a huge destination event. Now it's back to being a Badger Midget and USAC National Midget race. They won't race at the same time, same class, but in reality, it's going to be the best of everybody.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's, Angel Park. I used to never understand it, to be honest with you. I went every Sunday because I lived in town, and I love racing, and I love midget racing. But it was, it's kind of a circle. It's kind of flat. You know what I mean? It was never my cup of tea. The bigger the banking, the more speed, the more interesting it is to me. But once I got into a midget and I started going to other places, and I don't mean this to knock other places, but being in a midget at Angel Park, I understand why it is now the holy grail of midget racing. Because almost always there's multiple grooves, and you can do something in your car to make it. It's never, rarely just a one groove, everybody stay in line. Now, it does happen sometimes, whatever. But normally, it's just really racy, and as a driver, you feel like you can always make something happen there. And in a midget, I don't think there's any place more fun to drive than Angel Park. So
you've been to a lot of places already the last couple of years, including the Chili Bowl in Tulsa and the indoor stuff. Who is helping you this year, Todd? Try to get that point lead back and bag a championship.
Almost every sponsor that's on my car is family or friends. So, it's my father's company, Badger Music and Equipment, the 3 bars that my brother and I own, Brandon Welty, his BRS radiators, Brad Miller, Johnny Wood, Chad Weirs. I'm probably the only midget in the country with a Weirs machine sticker on it. And, there's a lot of other guys. Club of Mark, Stan, those guys are great. Rick Kipley is awesome. Always getting me back if I have a motor problem. They're self-induced. Bailing Racing Supply has always been really good to me. Joe and the guys at Pathfinder, always really good to me. My buddy Blake at Lake Wisconsin Campground. Those guys all contribute. Doug Shank, he contributes a lot of time, a lot of knowledge. And all my buddies, my buddy Colin, he's been one of my best friends since the 5th grade. My buddy JD, went to kindergarten with him. Danny Bartel, Brandon, Mike Hughes, Joey Rohn, Aaron Fiskus. There's so many of those guys, and a lot of them guys, help Brandon with his car, but they'll help me when I need help, and vice versa. But there's a lot of guys. My brother, my family, my nieces. It's cool to see them enjoy racing. Kind of the same way that I did. My dad, he loves it. I came in the shop this morning to go to work, and he was in the back mad because my fuel cans had dirt in them, so we had to work on that this morning first. But all the support of it is awesome, and I wouldn't be able to do it without all of that. And honestly, it wouldn't be any fun.
Who'd you bring with you tonight?
That's my brother and my nieces, and my niece's boyfriend. He works down the street for the Milwaukee Brewers.
Oh, yeah.
Intern.
I've heard of those guys, yeah.
She just got a new job. She graduated college from Milwaukee a year ago, 2 years ago, 2 years ago. Yeah. So
cool.
Yeah, and the other two over here, they're just now starting their indoctrination into the family business.
Ah.
It's if you're going to be a part of it, you got to work. You know what I mean? That's how it goes. So.
Yeah, you guys do a lot of work to go racing. That takes a lot more work especially like a 3-night weekend this weekend.
And just think, once they all get trained, then that's more time for me to go racing while they work.
That's a good plan.
Yeah, it's a really great plan.
I think I'm seeing some shaking heads over here. I'm not sure. They're getting after it, though.
No, I'll tell you what, though, they're not afraid to work. When the T-shirt order comes in and all the things, they're there folding and bagging and, they go up and help at the kids club in Sun Prairie all the time. And whatever.
That's cool.
So, yeah, for sure. So.
That's a big deal too. The kids have a lot of fun. There's bikes that they're giving away every Sunday and Monday.
Yeah,
this weekend especially.
I think they gave away like 150 or 175 backpacks the other week for Corn Fest. For kids starting school. And there's always something going on. They do a great job. I know a lot of people have put some effort into it this year because of Addison Dahlke's memory, and she was obviously in that car crash with BJ. But it's neat. It's neat to see the response. It's neat to see the effort go into it, and it's kind of neat to see the revival of Badger and of Angel Park and all the things. And I know they really started to try, and they're starting to replace some of the old wooden bleachers and just some of the stuff that's been needed for a while. But it's all in the works now, and it's neat to see.
It's great to see you here. I'm glad to see you had the time on a busy week coming up. He's running Saturday night at Sycamore Speedway, Sunday and Monday night at Angel Park Speedway. I have tickets to give away to that after the show. How about a great big hand for Todd Cleaver? Todd, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Great to see you, my friend.
Always a pleasure.
It's a lot of fun watching these guys race, and it's a lot of fun seeing how much fun they have together. And then you want to know what racing is about. These guys have the definition down with their fun and friends and really helping everybody. If you're rolling down the pits and you got an issue, man, we'll be happy to say, where do those guys go? They're already over there with the wrenches. They're already over their front axles. They're already got that going on. That's the great community that they have in racing. When we come back, we're talking a couple of more drivers, Caden and Mason Lidke, I said it again. Caden and Mason, brothers, racing, Wisconsin Sport Trucks. And when we come back, we're talking to Nick Montra, the head of marketing for Hoosier Tire. We'll be right back on the Racing Roundup Show.
Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, racingroundup.show.com, and like our show on Facebook. Join us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We're coming right back after these messages from our awesome show sponsors.
Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln is a great place to watch NASCAR races, Packer games, Brewer games, and to meet up with your friends. Joey and Jim Lynch pride themselves on their friendly hospitality and welcome Racing Roundup listeners to stop in to watch all the races on their 14 TVs and flat screens. Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln has been a longtime supporter of racers, including National Road Racing Motorcycle Champion Dan Volansky. Relax around the big neighborhood bar with 2 pool tables and dartboards surrounded by TVs. Whether you're meeting up before the game, want to watch the races with race fans, or just want to grab a cold one, head to Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln in West Dallas.
427-1000 American Foundation. Cracks and leaks in your basement, have no fears. We've been fixing those things for over 60 years. Trust and dedication, that's American Foundation.
Call American right now for huge savings.
427-1000 American Foundation.
When we decided to get our crack leaky basement done, I am so glad we called American Foundation. It gave us a sense of confidence, and it gave us our basement back.
And it was the right choice. Thank you very much.
American Foundation Specialist has been fixing basements since 1947. Satisfied customers are the future at American. Call American for huge savings at
427-1000 American Foundation.
ARR has been recycling for over 80 years and is here to help you with your spring cleaning. Take them your recyclable metals and they'll pay you cash. ARR buys aluminum, brass, copper, lead, and steel. And contractors, ARR has a bonus program just for you that puts more cash in your pocket. Find their full list of accepted materials at ARR1938.com. ARR with locations in West Dallas, Waukesha, and Milwaukee, right next to Miller Park. ARR recycling since 1938.
Greenfield Gallery wants to buy your racing collection. Do you have die-cast cars from IndyCar, Sprint Car, or short tracks? Greenfield Gallery wants them. If you have old racing programs, racing photos, and negatives, Greenfield Gallery wants those too. Contact Ralph Hibbert Jr. at Greenfield Gallery, who wants to buy your racing collection. Ralph also has an ever-changing eBay store full of racing collectibles. Search Greenfield Gallery. Email Ralph right now to get connected. His email address is ralph@greenfieldgallery.net.
Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, to watch show archives, see photos from decades of our program, and links to support our awesome show advertisers. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Hey, gang, how you doing on this Tuesday evening? We're back here at Paulie's next Tuesday night. Enjoy your Labor Day weekend at the racetrack. We're looking forward to seeing a great turnout again next Tuesday evening here right at Paulie's Pub and Eatery on our first show of September in our final month of our 39th season of the show. If you've not made it out yet, time is winding down. We're going to be wrapping this up on September 26th right here at Paulie's, so make sure you plan accordingly and join us to have some fun with us on a Tuesday night. This portion of the show is brought to you by Allied Resource Recovery. Turn your recyclable metals into cash today. ARR West Dallas Recycling is at 80th and Burnham, and ARR Waukesha Recycling is at 1001 Tesh Court. Visit AlliedResourceRecovery.com for more information about how you can, again, turn your recyclable metals into cash here in the Milwaukee area. We also want to tell you the Bonafide Security Solutions short track report comes to your way right now. For camera and alarm systems for your home or business, program card access, and gun safes, it's a lock. Support the racers at Team Bonafide by calling 262-790-9400 or go online to bonafidesafe.com. They protect what you value. Sunday night at the Slinger Super Speedway, Alex Prunty held out Steve Apel to collect the Carl Wagner Memorial Trophy after the 75-lap Super Late Model main. Last week's show guest Brad Miller was caught up in a 3-car accident while racing for the lead with just 11 laps remaining. Bradley was running second behind. I got over here, Braden Berge and Luke Fenhouse was behind Brad. All three were swept up in the crash and knocked them out of contention. Jake Schroffnagel won the 35-lap Sportsman feature at Slinger. Brandon Meneke topped the Slinger Bees. Ayrton Brockhouse took the Legends main over our show guest on the next week's show. Dylan Schwanbeck, he had fast time in the Legends. Finished second to Brockhouse. We'll talk to Dylan about his runs this year. Congrats to the Team Bonafide's Mason Obermeyer in his first career feature win in the Bandos. He was on with us on the Team Bonafide night. So good to see that Bonafide Security Solutions is sponsoring not only our report, but Mason and his big win. And his brother, I know, did really well as well. Emily Billings, my friend Dean Billings' granddaughter, as Brian's daughter, finished in 9th in the Bandos at Slinger. Penn Sauter had a lot of help, including from Lowell Bennett and others, in repairing his Bando after a hard crash in his heat race in time to race the feature and collect his first championship, the 2023 Slinger Bandoleros Track Championship. CK Contractors, LLC.com brings us the CK Contractors Autometer Wisconsin Wingless Sprints coverage. Hire the pros at CK Contractors for Lake Michigan shore restoration, lot grading, excavating, and grading, retention, pond mildling, and more. Ben Schmidt rode the high side to score his 10th MSA 360 feature of the season Saturday night at Wilmot Raceway, held in front of a packed grandstand during the Kenosha County Fair. Lance Fassbender took the hard tumble on lap 3 of the 25-lapper. Let's send healing thoughts to Lance as he's going to have some sheep. He actually was okay. They took him to the hospital, but Lance is going to be hurting for a little while after that tumble. Jack Routson won the Badger Midget 25-lap feature at Wilmot over Adam Taylor. Tonight's guest, Todd Cleaver, was scored 5th. Racing during the fair at Wilmot started last Wednesday night with Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup Racing's Bill Baylog, the victor in the Wilmot Raceway 410s, securing him his second Wilmot title. In CK Contractors Autometer Wisconsin Wingless Sprints action, Genesee, Wisconsin's Eric Wilkie was the victor in the Bill Grogan Tribute. Chris Klemko, the owner of CK Contractors, finished in 6th. Two drivers, Bart Sievert, sponsored by Central Services, and Chris Carlson, sponsored by Oak Creek Automotive, played a factory up front in the 15-lap modified feature. The pair had a spirited race for second behind eventual winner Steve Miller. All weekly divisions are back on track this Saturday at Wilmot Raceway. Visit wilmotraceway.com. This is the Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup Short Track Spotlight. We got a couple of drivers sitting right with us. They're proud sponsors and supporters of Wisconsin racers Bill Baylog and Jason Gross. Try it in your coffee or tea or on your vanilla ice cream. Take it with you with Pure Fuel, Maple Energy on the go. Buy Anderson's Maple Syrup at your favorite grocer. Anderson's Maple Syrup Racing.com. Anderson's Pure Quality since 1928. This week's Anderson's Maple Syrup Racing Spotlight shines on a pair of racing brothers sitting right with me here. Let's give it up for Caden and Mason Litke. Guys, welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having us, Joe.
How's that spotlight feel on you guys this part of the season?
Yeah, I love it.
How's the racing been going thus far in the Wisconsin Sport Trucks?
Oh, for me, it's been a very up and down year, I would say. We've been dealing with a lot of issues throughout the year. But like I've said, we've had a lot of ups, too, with like a top 5 at Slinger, a decent run in the heat race, which that was probably the hardest race I've ever lost in the fast heat. I led the whole thing until the last lap. Coming out of 4, I got the guy on the outside, he had such a big run and just got me into turn 2. We made a little bit of contact, and he was able to sneak by me on the outside, and we ended up getting passed by another one, which put us 3rd at the end. But that's probably been the funnest race I've had this season, even though it's a heat race, but still just a great time racing with all those people that usually run up front every week.
We're going to take a short break in this action to go to our video. live video on scene. I feel like I'm one of those reporters of breaking news. We are so happy to be joined for a few minutes, guys. Stay put, please. We have, for the first time, going to reintroduce you to a friend of ours who was in the studio audience many years ago, but is now joining us from the headquarters in Lakeville, Indiana. Let's talk about our friend, the head of marketing for Hoosier Tire, Nick Moncher. Nick, welcome to the show. Good to see you on our video feed. How are you?
Good. Great to see you. Great to be back somewhat.
You've got trophies back there. They say ARCA on them. There's checkered flags. You've got it all done right. I've known you for a long time, but it's neat to see you've been part of a winning tradition in a lot of different series.
Yeah, these are a few of the trophies I was fortunate enough to collect over my years in ARCA and NASCAR. So several from one of your guests tonight, Grant Enfinger. So it was a good little run there. Now I'm up in Indiana working for Hoosier Racing Tire as the head of marketing.
So when you were racing and being a general manager for teams and working with Joey Coulter, that's when you sat here in the studio and said, hey, wait a minute, we're going to Pauley's for a race, and then we're going to Summerfest. That was a long time ago. Joey Coulter and you guys really had a lot of fun things together. But it's neat to see all the different drivers and teams you got to be part of. That must help you in your new job with the marketing end at Hoosier Tire, does it not?
Yeah, I think that really helps correlate, everyday life at Hoosier. I mean, I think, being able to come in as a former racer myself and, being part of the racing community, the racing family, I think it's really just helped tremendously kind of bridge that gap. I always worked on or raced on or was part of teams that were on Hoosier Tires, that were on General Tires. And to now be on the complete flip side, I understand, where we were and where we need to be and kind of can lead that charge better because I have that knowledge.
And considering how many different sizes and classes and surfaces you guys have to encounter, take us through how big Hoosier Tire is in manufacturing. I know that General Tire and Continental Tire globally are part of this now. But for Hoosier Tire to supply all the tires for road racing and go-karts and off-road vehicles, and you mentioned General Tires in the ARCA Menard series, they're made right here in Indiana as well. How many people are working there? How big is this facility? Because that's a lot of tires over the course of a season.
So you said when I started that came on, I was in Lakeville, Indiana. That is where our headquarters is, and that's where our warehouse is. And we also have our plant, which is in Plymouth, Indiana. It's about 30 minutes south, and that is where 90% of all Hoosier tires are made. So pretty much every Hoosier tire is made here in America, in Indiana, and we are part of the Continental Group. We were purchased by Continental several years ago, and as such, we now make Continental's racing tires, and we make General Tire racing tires for the ARCA series. So we roughly have about 1,100, 1,200 different SKUs of tires that we produce on the average. So as you said, it's a lot. It covers everything. We joke it covers everything from, the little boy that's rolling up in his quarter midget at 4 years old to the guys that are flying into the track on their helicopters. So we're everything in between, and it's really something we're proud of to be able to be in so many different arenas and segments. And to be able to provide that product to the customers, to the racers, to the fans.
Now, honestly, it's been something that's been taken for granted. The tires are going to be there. The supply is going to be there. Things change the last 4 or 5 years. There's a lot to be going on. And really, I love the fact that they've created this position where you and the marketing end of things to get people aware that, hey, there's a lot to this. There's more to it than just showing up and there's tires waiting for you. I mean, there's development going on. There's relationships you have to build. There's a lot to this plan. What are you guys working on now in the marketing end of things? I'm sure it's nonstop, but is anything you can share with us in terms of, okay, we locked this down or we're planning for this event? That kind of stuff has to be evolving daily for you guys.
Yeah, we're constantly evolving and working together and listening to our customers and fans. And, even though I'm in marketing, I'm part of the executive team, so I'm part of all these meetings. And today, I sat in a several hour long meeting just about R&D and engineering and support and what we can do and what tests we need to do and where we need to be. And I feel fortunate to be able to be part of that because I can give some of that knowledge and insight that I have, but correlate that into different marketing initiatives and sales initiatives and HR initiatives for our employees. We're always trying to think ahead. We're already working on PRI. We're already working on shows for next year and races for next year, talking about Chili Bowl. So we try not to just focus on the tip of our nose. We try to focus long term out, but there's a lot going on. There'll be some really cool announcements coming forward. Wish I could tell you guys today, but maybe we'll come back on and talk about it more then. But, we have things like the GR Cup series with Conti that we're really trying to, build and bolster up after its first year this year. We're constantly working with the ARCA series and all the NASCAR Root series for, General Tire's involvement in NASCAR Canada, NASCAR Mexico, and then Hoosier's involvement in NASCAR Euro, along with the wheel and modifieds and late models. And working with our series partners like World of Outlaws, World Racing Groups, NHRA, and how we can work with them and kind of bolster, support and get out there and give back to the fans and to the drivers and teams. That's really what we want to do now, and kind of just allow them to immerse themselves in Hoosier, because, like I said, coming from that end to this end, I learned a lot, and there's a lot of really cool stuff, and to see our factory, and it's so hands-on and how everything's made, I want to be able to give that back to the racers.
I'm impressed that you can keep it all straight, I'm telling you. But it was such a nice surprise to see you on the Fan Midway at North Wilkesboro, the Revival. You guys had your own merch tying in North Wilkesboro and the excitement to return there. I mean, there's a lot of things you guys are doing that are kind of breaking that whole idea that, okay, I got a Hoosier neckband if I win something, but now you guys are going deeper. You're trying to give back to the fan, get the fan engaged, and get some really cool things going that way, too. That's got to be kind of a fun side of what you get to work on but in addition to everything else that's going on.
It's a little different than being out there and bolting on the tires, for sure, and checking the tread depths. But, yeah, it's neat. Hoosier's kind of standalone within Continental. We have our own apparel and merchandise line, and it allows us to do things like go to the racetracks and to be able to sell merchandise and to be there and give back to the tracks and the promoters, who want us to be there and to kind of be on that midway and interact with the fans. And when we saw Wilkesboro come up, we were like, we have to go. We have to be part of this revival. We have to go with Cars Tour and the ASA Stars and be there on the midway. And SMI was great. They welcomed us in, and we got to sell some of our new merch. We even had some special one-off North Wilkesboro Revival merch. So all that's on our website at HoosierTire.com. And we look to go to more races and to more events and to get out there and to be part of that.
Yeah, it's really cool. You guys are taking that step, and it's great to get that immediate feedback and the immediate involvement and asking the fans. And boy, if you went to a race the last 60 years, I want to say, you probably watched somebody win on a Hoosier tire at your favorite racetrack or your favorite series. There's a lot going on with what you have doing there, man. I just want to tell you, we're proud of you, and we hope to have you on soon. Why not? Let's do this again. Let's have a nice hand for Nick Montre joining us here. Yeah, man, thanks. And I want to someday we're going to get a tour of every trophy. We'll do that little Where's Waldo thing, but here's this trophy with that one, man. Here's what Nick's behind him. Let's have some fun with it.
Where's Trade Up?
There you go, somewhere. Sitting right here with you, buddy. Thanks a lot. Nick Montre joining us on the show. Thank you, Nick, very much. It's been fun talking to Nick about how we can help get Hoosier Tire involved and getting them more exposure and having some fun and talking to some drivers. It's going to be fun to kind of develop that together. And Nick is such an open-minded guy. It's going to be fun sharing some time with Nick on developing some of that. So I hope you guys get the chance to see that and enjoy it here on the show in the coming weeks as well. We're hanging out here live at Polly's Pub and Eatery, 81st and Greenfield. We're hanging out with you guys a little bit longer. We're hanging out with the Lidke brothers. They're kind enough to say, hey, I just had a great answer for you, Jim, but we're going to put you on hold for a second here. But you guys are really racing hard. The Wisconsin Sport Trucks, as we bring the brothers back in the conversation, when you guys go racing, you guys are one of the most proactive marketing arms in sports. When I see it, a short track, I mean, it's not the... You guys are really doing a lot for your sponsors, and that takes a lot of time and a lot of work. And I see Dave Brinkman hanging out back there. I mean, it's kind of neat. You guys have a lot going on that end of thing, and then put performance on the racetrack.
Right. I mean, the sponsors they're the people who get you out on the track. I mean, you gotta give them their credit where credit is due. My sponsor, I want to give him a huge shout out because he helped me out a ton this year. Middle Road Energy. Check him out at drinkmiddleroadenergy.com. He's like the whole reason we got this going again this year. Put so much time and effort into all this, and we get those graphics out every week, and I know he really appreciates it.
But you guys go, I think, really a nice job highlighting each sponsor, taking care of them, and getting their exposure. When you go racing, you're on the quarter mile at Wisconsin International Raceway, and you got to do some of the traveling as well, right?
Correct.
It's got to be neat to kind of have them represented as you go to different places, and people walk up to you and say, hey, that's my dad's company, or hey, my buddy worked for those guys, or whatever. It's kind of neat to have that involvement as well.
For sure.
When it comes to racing, how's your season been thus far?
Like I said earlier, a lot of ups and downs for sure. But obviously we've been trying everything we can to focus on the ups. And, I mean, we had one last week finishing in the top 10 for the first time in the weekly series at WIR. We had a 9th there in the Tundra race to open the season. But I also ran my best time there with the 17.1, which isn't the fastest time in the world, but ain't the slowest time in the world. So hopefully to take that momentum that we got last week and bring it into this Thursday, and hopefully you have an even better run.
So championship points on the line this Thursday. How many more points races you guys have left?
This is our last one at WIR.
This
Thursday.
How we looking, guys? Where we at? Where we at in the points? Who's got bragging rights right now?
I'm currently, I got the better score than my brother right now. I'm sitting 11th in points. We actually had 2 weeks in a row where we blew up our motors, which is unfortunate.
Wow.
We probably could have had an 8th, 7th, or 8th place in points. But, yeah, I'm just proud of how we've ran this year. I think it's funny how I can say that I'm doing better than him. But, hey, he's a rookie, so.
A lot of work goes into this. Did you guys share the equipment? Is it equipment you guys are familiar with, or do you deepen the pool with you being your first time racing against your brother in this division?
We're just pretty much taking all the information we've learned from last year and put it into this year with pretty much both trucks, I guess you could say. But no, all the equipment we got, we obviously share all of it. So
when it comes to racing, it's coming up this Thursday. The final points night at Wisconsin International Raceway in Kaukauna. At what point are you guys ready to go? Are you ready now, or is there stuff still in pieces in the shop?
I'd say we're pretty much ready to go from here.
Yeah, we like to get things done as soon as possible and get ready to prepare for the week and get out there and do our best.
So we talked to Grant Enfinger on the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series winner on the show. We also highlight the Midwest Truck Series each week. They're racing this Saturday night at Dells Raceway Park. You guys get to do some traveling, but your trucks are a different size and a different horsepower. Give us a rundown of the Wisconsin sport trucks, and hopefully we can get more people interested in seeing you guys go racing.
So, yeah, we run a Yamaha Phaser snowmobile motor, which I think that's a thing that people think that's really cool about them. I mean, the touring tracks, we absolutely rip around those places. Like, we go to Slinger, the Dells, Golden Sands, our fastest track. That place is awesome in the sports truck. So, yeah, the touring series has definitely got to be the best part about the sports truck, I would say.
Would I say it's a half scale? Would that be a right number, or is it smaller than a half scale? They're kind of petite, if you will, compared to like a full size Midwest truck.
Right. I mean, if you look at a Midwest truck and you look at a sports truck, I would probably say definitely half the size.
Yeah.
But yeah, they still rip around those tracks.
How about suspension? What do you guys have working with those?
No suspension.
Absolutely none.
Yeah. All right. So you are taking your go-kart experience right to another vehicle without suspension, so to speak.
Yeah.
All right. I got you. Any other races coming up after this coming Thursday at Kaukauna?
Yeah, we have one more at Norway Speedway this Sunday. That's for our touring points. I'm currently sitting second for that, or third, but we're 6 points behind second. I think I can get to second. So.
How about first?
First place is Casey Vanderloop. He's about 58 points ahead.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, he's pretty much got it locked in.
Gotcha. And those Vanderloops, man, they know what they're doing.
They do.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, I think we're going to have a couple of those guys on, actually, before the season's out. It's going to be kind of neat to catch up with them because they race all different divisions, including a station wagon. Yes, a station wagon. We'll talk to those guys about that. Let's talk more about what you guys have cooking. 2 more races to represent your sponsors. Who is on board with your truck? We'll start with you.
So for the 2023 season for me, we got on the hood of the truck and obviously the side, Independent Excavating LLC, and then KBR Development, MorgansClosets.com, which is actually a returning sponsor from last year, which I was really excited about that one.
Good.
Bear Mountain Bookkeeping, 920 Blends Barbershop in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, M&O Concrete Services, More Dynamic Solutions, Ramjets Tavern in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, White River Campground out of Watoma, Wisconsin, Creative Studios, and Long Pros out of Fond du Lac, Wisconsin as well.
That's a lot of people.
Yes.
That's good. And adding to that?
Yeah, I got a ton. You know you're doing good when you have a whole list of sponsors that you have to go through. So I'm going to go through them as quick as possible. So I want to give a shout out to...
Take your time. That's what this show is for, to highlight those people that make you go racing.
Middle Road Energy, Richmar Florists. They're actually based out of Pennsylvania, so that's pretty cool.
We stood on NASCAR Cup cars.
Yeah, they sponsor
Yeah.
Garrett Smithley, Josh Balicki, all the cool guys like that.
Yep.
KBR Development does so much for our safety and all that. Hershey Designs actually came up with the design for our truck this year, and he does all our graphics and stuff like that. M&O Concrete Services, the NASCAR Hotspot, Mr. Detail in Fond du Lac, Devon's Deals, RTR Graphics, 920 Blends, AKMFG, which is ran by former NASCAR driver Alex Kennedy, actually.
Wow.
Morgan's Closets, Ramjets Bar in Fond du Lac, White River Campground, HTR Campground, More Dynamic Solutions, Bear Mountain Bookkeeping, Neverest Nigerian Goats, RC Underground, and Ken Sports, which they do a lot for our Wisconsin sports trucks, the touring series. Chris at Ken's such a great guy. He's actually gave us the prize pool this year for our touring series. He gave money towards that.
Cool.
So we'll have some trophies as well to give out.
Who'd y'all come with tonight on the show?
We got my mom, my dad, Dave, obviously, and then Mason's girlfriend, Elena. So, and then I got to thank all the people, too, that are there
Yes.
each week in the
Yes.
pits and in the stands. I got to thank my dad. I think a lot of people don't know about him, but I think he's got to be the best mechanic in the sports truck pit area. He has worked his tail off this year. Anytime anything breaks, he's next day working right on it. I mean, one of the Thursday nights, we broke down. His clutch spring broke, and we wrecked a chain on mine, and it tore the sprocket up and everything. He was up till 3 in the morning that night so we could go race the next day at Norway. But then I got to give a big thanks to Dan Crouch as well. He's been there helping us out a lot. And then Mason's girlfriend, Elena, she's been in there in the pits just doing the little things as much as she can. And then also our buddy Zach Pausma, he's been to a couple races this year helping us out as much as he can, which is, I think, really great.
Mason, anybody we're forgetting?
I don't think. Actually, yeah, I want to thank Chance and Trisha at TKK Construction. I don't know, for those of you who don't know, I actually ran a 4-cylinder this last Thursday at WIR.
How'd it go?
It was the first time I've ever drove a manual. I went to practice the Tuesday, and I think I stalled the car out about 10 times. And somehow he let me go out there and run it on Thursday, and I think we needed to bump start it 2 times, which was pretty funny, but I went out there and I had so much fun.
It sounds like a ball. I wish you guys all well. You got 2 more races this year. It's been a great catching up with you once again.
For sure.
I know I've seen you at a bunch of different races as well. You guys got a big heart and a lot to see and do. And I know I saw you hanging out at the front of the Slinger Nationals. We were out there. I think I saw you on a couple of other tracks. So you're always well racing, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
I want to hand for these guys, Caden and Mason Lidke. They're racing this Thursday, Wisconsin International Raceway. This coming Saturday or Sunday at Norway? Sunday at Norway Speedway, up there just north of the Wisconsin border in the UP. We cover the upper Midwest, so we got to make sure we get Norway put in there as well. Looking forward to seeing you guys on the program again. We're going to take a short time out. When we come back, we're talking and presenting Bill Holland's In the Groove segment. Stick around on the Racing Roundup Show.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Share what you love about truck track racing on our Facebook page and on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We'll be right back with more of the Racing Roundup Show. Bobby Gutnick and the technicians at Oak Creek Automotive on South 27th Street in Drexel are experts in automotive repair. For over 30 years and counting, the Napa Certified Car Care Center at Oak Creek Automotive handles emissions testing plus minor to major repair. From oil changes to engine and transmission replacement. Call Oak Creek Automotive, 414-761-3250. They're open for your convenience Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. till 9 p.m. and Friday, 7 a.m. till 6 p.m. For all your vehicle repair needs, head to South 27th Street and Drexel to the pros at Oak Creek Automotive.
Add value and beauty to your home or commercial property with professional landscaping from Central Services Company, Incorporated. The team at Central Services is their personal choice of over 45 years of satisfied customers in Southeast Wisconsin for landscape design, construction, and grounds maintenance. Call Central Services at 262-548-0005 for all your landscaping and lawn care needs. No job is too large or too small. From lawn fertilization and weed control to award-winning landscape construction and building your backyard patio oasis, Central Services is your full-service landscape company. Call the experts at Central Services at 262-548-0005 for a free, no-obligation consultation at your home or business. Find out why Central Services can provide you with the visual difference in the art of landscaping and lawn care. Call 262-548-0005. Central Services, the visual difference in landscaping.
Need a pack and move? Well, we do a lot of them. And we have all the proper materials to pack your belongings safe and sound so they arrive in the same condition as they went out in. Packing boxes, bubble wrap, mirror packs, lamp boxes, dish packs. We get the job done right. Packed and labeled properly so it all ends up in the right spot in your new place. This is Rick Vanderboom. Blue Mountain Express Moving and Storage will improve your move.
BlueMountainExpress.com. We will improve your move.
Statewide.
Eliminate the hassles of planning a trip to the races. Hook up with Boring Bob's Escorted NASCAR Racing Tours. Boring Bob offers transportation, lodging, race tickets, nightlife, shuttle service, and more. Boring Bob knows all the back roads into and out of the racetrack to get you in and out fast. Pick one or pick them all. Go in style to Daytona, Bristol, Phoenix, Las Vegas, and more. He has decades of experience and industry contacts galore. You name the race, let Boring Bob do the rest. Call Boring Bob today to make plans now to go on one of Boring Bob's famous escorted NASCAR racing tours. Boring Bob's always at 414-321-1307. That's 414-321-1307.
The ASA Midwest Tour Stars and Cars invade Dell's Raceway Park this Saturday night. See the Midwest's best super late models in the Jim Sauter Classic 200, presented by Don's Auto Truck Center and Habelman Brothers Cranberries. $15,500 to win. Visit MidwestTour.racing for tickets this Saturday night, 6 o'clock. Dell's Raceway Park, the ASA Midwest Tour, plus 602 Outlaw late models and Midwest trucks. The Jim Sauter Classic 200. We're racing in Wisconsin Dells this Saturday night.
Like our show on Facebook and share our content with other race fans. We hope to see you at one of our upcoming shows too. Join racers, other race fans, and win prizes. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Welcome back to the show. We'd love to have you on our show next Tuesday or the week after that. If you're a guest or a race driver or somebody you know that wants to be on the program, drop us a note. Email us at racingroundupshow.com. There's a little link there. Click contact and send us an email. Love to have you as part of our program as we wrap things through September around the world of motorsports in Wisconsin and now everywhere else. It's now time to check in with Bill Holland, who is in the groove in central Wisconsin for tonight's In the Groove segment.
Hi, I'm Bill Holland in the groove at Marshfield Motor Speedway. We're here for the annual Jim Langrick Memorial, honoring the man who literally built this racetrack in the 1970s and promoted it well into the 2000s. Super late model point leader Mark Eswine began racing here when the track was paved in the mid-90s.
Jim was a great promoter. You know, he took care of the racers, was great at making the whole thing work as a whole, whether it be getting sponsors for special nights, taking care of the fans, taking care of the racers.
The Marshfield regulars are joined by former NASCAR driver Matt Tiff. It's the Ohio native's first race since being sidelined by medical issues 4 years ago, returning to the track that launched his racing career.
Trying to see, working with doctors and stuff, if I can make a return to racing at all, and really excited. This is my first race back in 4 years of any competition, so pretty special.
Super late models will go for 35 laps in the main event. Ryan Chemnitz in the 39 and Michael Hager in the 19 up front as we go green. The 36 cars racing nose to tail early on. Ty Fredrickson, son of two-time ASA Midwest Tour champ Dan Fredrickson, leading Matt Tiff in his return to racing. Hard crash in turn one. Heat race winner Dakota Blakesley in the 55 into the wall. And this will bring out the red flag. Back to green flag racing. And it's Jared DeBoer and the 711 Redline Speed Sports car out front. DeBoer's own car sidelined with mechanical issues. He's taken over driving duties in the 711 and takes his first ever super late model feature.
As long as I can remember coming here watching and then racing, and now I don't know, it's fulfilling the dream, but what I watched as a kid, I get to live it now, and it feels great.
At Golden Sands Speedway, it's a rare Sunday afternoon special for the Central Wisconsin Racing Association. Matt Tiff's first CWRA event results in fast qualifying time.
Getting the pole today was cool, because the last time I got the pole was Xfinity race in Road America and the Trans Am race in Road America. So Wisconsin's a special racing place to me for sure, but going back to my younger days, I mean, the people who taught me stuff here, Wisconsin is a very underrated racing area. I mean, some of the best drivers come from this area.
We'll run twin features this afternoon. In the first, it's Mound, Minnesota's Paul Payne out front. No CWRA regular travels farther to run this series. He'll make the drive from Minnesota pay off, taking the checkers in the first feature.
Good day so far. So that with the win, that's good for us, because we got, with the stop, we got 4.5 hour drive, so it's more stuff to talk about when you win one. Keeps you awake on the way home.
The day began with a very tight CWRA points race, but Mark Mackesy in the 12 is about to put some distance between himself and the field, both on the track and in the standings. Mackesy follows up a third-place run in the first feature with a win in the second.
Absolutely, really good day. We qualified well.
The first feature we got third, and then to win the second one was a really, really good day.
At State Park Speedway, Wausau's Brock Heinrich has led the point standings since the season opener. But three-time defending track champion Justin Mondyke isn't giving up the crown without a fight and sets fast qualifying time on season championship night.
We're not really, that focused on it. We're just going to go out and keep doing our business like we have these last few weeks and try to click off another win. That's really all we can control. We can't control, how points play out or what everybody else does tonight. So all we can do is just try to bring the best package we can, and we'll see where we end up.
Jason Weinkoff, third in points, lost an engine in practice. He'll wheel Todd Hendricks 39 in hopes of chasing down the leaders.
That's pretty special. Not a lot of people would do that. So, like I said, I thank Todd a lot for letting me run his car and allowing me the chance to stay there up in points.
60 laps will settle the 2023 State Park Speedway Championship. Up front, it's a wheel-to-wheel battle between two drivers whose family names are all over the State Park Speedway record book. Travis Fulm in the 76, battling with Race Hayes in the 02. Here's the race for the championship. Brock Heinrich came into the night with a 13-point lead over Justin Mondyke. Heinrich makes the move for third, finishing ahead of Mondyke more than enough margin to clinch the championship. Coming to the finish, it's Travis Fulm with the feature win. Brock Heinrich, the 2023 State Park Speedway Super Late Model Champion.
I thought my season was done, back in July there, and I had some awesome sponsors that stepped up and, helped me buy a new motor to finish out there. They really wanted me to run, and, it's just sweet to do this,
This is definitely the highlight, winning the championship in the super late model at our home track, where we had been watching these races for so long, and it's just it's surreal. I can't believe it that I'm a track champion in super late model.
Not surprising, the points championship here came down to the last race of the season. That's been the history at State Park Speedway in recent years. I'm Bill Holland. Thanks for watching, and thanks to everyone who makes this program possible. We'll see you next time we go in the groove on the Racing Roundup Show.
Thanks, Bill Holland, for that report, and we look forward to seeing Bill on the program. Absolutely. Nice round of applause for that. Absolutely. It's cool to see Bill. He just pops around and goes to racetracks, says, Jim, I'm going here, Jim, I'm going there. I'm like, absolutely. We want to cover the world of Wisconsin. Thanks to Bill, we've got a great coverage and really highlights that you don't see anywhere else on our program. So thank you, Bill Holland, for your continued involvement in the In the Groove segments. If you want to be part of Bill Holland's In the Groove segments, you're welcome to sponsor the show and Bill's segment. Drop us a note, racingroundupshow.com. Contact us on that link there. You can also watch all of our shows in the past to say, hey, this is what I want to get involved in. Love to have you be part of our program going forward. We do want to thank all of our guests for tonight. Man, what a great time we've had this evening. It's been a lot of fun hanging out with you racers. Next Tuesday night, we're back here at Polly's. I want to go through the rundown quick of who we have on the show next week, Tuesday, at Polly's Pub and Eatery, 81st and Greenfield here in West Dallas. A special segment with Rockford Speedway's David and Sue Deary. They're coming back. Their season is winding down. The track is winding down at its 76th year of operation. We'll talk to them as well. We've also paired them up with a couple of champions in recent years, Michael Bildermack and John Reynolds, Driver X. Those guys have been going at it as race driving friends. They combatants on the racetrack. They're great friends off. They help crew chief each other's cars when it comes to Big 8 racing. We're going to have those guys on. We're going to talk more about Rockford Speedway in depth next week as we kind of wind down that long storied history at Rockford Speedway. We're looking forward to having you join us for that segment as well. And hey, bring out some pictures, bring out those old jackets. Love to have you guys help us hang out and have some fun talking more about Rockford Speedway and its final lap and final season. We also want to talk to a really fast Legends racer, Dylan Schwadbeck. We're going to cover the world of motorsports when it starts in Wisconsin, Upper Midwest, around the area. We're looking forward to doing that again next Tuesday night as well, and more. So stay tuned on our Facebook page for updates on what we have cooking. Grant Enfinger was a great addition to our show this week. Hope you enjoyed that portion. And you can join our Twitter feed at Racing Roundup or join us on Facebook at The Racing Roundup Show. I have been part of the show for 39 years, and I've never been held hostage like I am right now. I've been told, sit down, be quiet, introduce Scott Krieger, and listen. So, Scott, I guess it's your turn.
So if you don't know who I am, my name is Scott Krieger, pit crew for Pat Haney, Pete Ostrowski back in the day. Stay involved locally with racing as much as I can. I have a statement that I'd like to read on behalf of Jim, on behalf of all of us, about what we went through across the street this past weekend. About a month and a half ago, my brother and I were asked to be part of a project to help reinvigorate the Milwaukee Mile for the NASCAR truck an ARCA race. It involved installing around 14 billboards, signage all over the track, and grandstands and wraps on the walls of the track. At times we were taxed, especially last week when it was 110 degrees outside. I asked myself, what on earth did I get myself into? As things panned out towards race weekend, I realized we were involved in something very special. Working race day with driver intros, victory lane, and a multitude of other various jobs, I also realized this could not have happened if it wasn't for one person, and that person is Jim Trado.
Thank you.
If you guys were around him or knew what he had to put himself through, which I don't remember if you slept in the media center, but there was talk that you did.
I got home every night.
Yeah, well,
Morning.
you had 4 hours sleep, I'm sure. It was crazy what he had to go through to come up with schedules that were minute by minute for TV and all the stuff that he went through. I was actually a bit worried for him at times, as the stress I know involved was very great. But on behalf of everybody here, thank you, Jim, for all you do for auto racing. Everyone appreciates it very much.
Thank you, Scott, very much. Really, thank you. Thank you. These guys are awesome. It takes a lot of people and to buy in on this, and thank you, Scott. I shouldn't say a whole lot because you said it beautifully. It took a lot of people, and we're drained right now. We're still kind of trying to figure out how to get that blood back in the system because it took a lot of people, but we knew that 18,000 people showed up in Milwaukee and enjoyed a good race day. We know that we want it back, and that's one way to show it and do everything we can to do that. So whether it took a few more hours in the day to get that done, great people that really came and stepped up to do that kind of work to make sure that place looked great on TV for 521,000 people to see what we did on Sunday and say, oh, Milwaukee's back. That flyover, oh my goodness, we got national attention for the flyover. 2 F-35s pairing off with a KC-135 with the fueling probe down for the 128th rate of refueling. And there's a lot that goes into that. And there's a lot of challenges with a new group coming in here. But it's not the first and only. It's the first of many, hopefully, with these guys getting involved. They said we're building something here. So thanks to Scott Krieger, Dave Krieger, and a lot of other people. My son Sam, his buddies AJ and JB, and my friend Bill Remshak. Yeah, absolutely. And his buddy Joey and his son Joey and his buddy Brad. We could have done those billboard opportunities, but when it comes down to the Trado family, my brother John helped design the trophy. My brother Ron was out there for 3 days, helped my brother Bob, who did all the sign work that we got involved in, and my son Sam helped run the place because I was doing a few other things throughout the weekend and trying to get things rolling. But it really took a lot of people, and the heart is there. And thank you, Scott, for saying those words because it truly is a labor of love. We want to make sure you guys enjoyed it, and we enjoyed being exhausted bringing it to you. So thank you, Scott. I guess I'll wrap it up with that. Thank you. I'm paid by the word, I guess. I have a lot of words to say, but it really was a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we hopefully have more racing in Wisconsin and enjoying what we did on Sunday together. We're going to wrap things up here this Tuesday night on a very high note because we had a lot of fun, lots to celebrate. We even have some hats we stole out of Victory Lane that we're hanging around. We're giving those away after the show tonight. We have some cans of Sprecher root beer we kind of snuck out of the media center for you, so you can enjoy that in the giveaways. And somebody's going to walk with Fast Jack Racing's front wing, man. We got some cool stuff going on every Tuesday. Until next Tuesday, everybody, set your DVR, support your local racing, and have at it, racers.
We hope you enjoyed our show. Like our show on Facebook and share our show with your friends. Follow and interact with us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. To listen and watch our shows on demand, visit our website, racingroundupshow.com. We are delivering fresh content every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central. Until next time, race fans, this is Dean Strom reminding you to support your local racetracks. Set your DVRs. Have at it, racers.